Welcome to Wild Sun Tarot. This is your monthly reading for the zodiac sign of Leo. Leo Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus for July 2025. Please take what resonates, and if it doesn't, then you can check out my private readings, okay? Or daily messages. If you want to book a private reading, the link is below the video. And now let's get into Leo's energy for July 2025. Okay, productive Leo. Nice. If you don't want to see me shuffling, you can skip this part of the video. Okay, so welcome Leo. If you skipped the video, this is where we start. So, the current energy for Leos this month is Eight of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles, it's a pretty nice balanced energy. On this particular image, you can see a girl working her way through different phases of the moon, right? It's the card that is talking about, making something forward, move forward, right? So progress, maybe some dedication to creating a project, or just in general very much balanced movement within your life in the month of July. Okay, so I feel like you could be focusing on again something related to your finances, so you can focusing on the perfection in your work, maybe your entrepreneur work, that's a very entrepreneurial card, or maybe you're just trying to create something creative, right? Or maybe you're you can even be working on the connection, okay? But whatever that is you're working on, you're being very detailed about it, very patient, right? You're trying to check each point, and I hope it also brings you some happiness while doing so. Because sometimes with this card, we can get a little bit more to like perfection type of mindset, and we forget that the journey, the creation is what matters, right? Your challenge for this month with Eight of Pentacles, it's Four of Pentacles. So it's kind of going backwards in a way, right? When we look at these numbers, we get 8 and then we go back to 4th. So what that telling me is that the challenge here may be of letting go of some sort of security, okay? Hear me out. So sometimes, or very often, when we try to make something new, we need to let go of the past, right? And in your particular case, if this is about explore, for example, if this is about enlarging your finances, if you want to invest into something financially, you would have to take a little bit from your current status, right, and give it to that new project. You may lose some of it, or you may not, but that's the challenge, right? To let yourself expand. If this is not about finances, it can be about your again, work. So if you try to do something different, creative, entrepreneurial, you may be feeling like you need to left some of some time that you would give to other things in your life, like your current work, or maybe your some type of stability, even a relationship. You're feeling like there's a challenge into moving forward, and also keeping what you already have, right? Every sort of expansion is a risk on what we have already, okay? But if you just stay with Four of Pentacles, there will never be Eight of Pentacles, right? And I feel strongly you have this force to move forward. So this is a good time. And even though the challenge here is Four of Pentacles, it can just be about you're scared of losing that security you have right now, right? Maybe you're trying to get into something that is more in tune with who you are, but it's less secure. It can happen. Well, let's see what's going on more, right? Let's dive into it. So, in your past, we have Nine of Cups. So, that's usually Nine of Cups is a very happy card, but in this particular setting, it reversed, a Nine of Cups is telling me that there's something missing. Okay, so there is something that is not fulfilling you fully, and you may have all the material things that people usually long for, or you may have even I don't know, all the other stuff, great relationship, or usually, let's say, your life looks on paper great, right? But there is something that is still making you unfulfilled. And well, when we connect this to your current energy, it seems like you're working on it, right? Like you're working towards something that will fulfill you more, and whatever that is, it may be it may have to take a risk on your current stability. So you have something stable in your life, but it's not giving you full fulfillment. Okay, and in order to change that, right, you are you're starting to explore other things, and I think you've almost realized that this is a new path you want to take, whatever that is. If it's a being single, or new relationship, or new career, or developing your entrepreneurial stuff, anything new or different than what you've already have, it doesn't have to be quote unquote better in everyone else's eyes, but for you this is something more fulfilling than what you've been doing so far. Okay, so there's a challenge here to not lose your security in a way, whatever that security means for you. Okay, in your subconscious energy, we have King of Pentacles reversed. Okay, so subconsciously, I think there's an energy that is again telling you that you have ability to gain access to bigger abundance for yourself, whatever that means. Because again, for some of you it may mean more money, for some it may mean, I don't know, fame, or more love, or more stability, or a family even. But whatever that is, it's already in your subconscious. Like you already decided that you're not fulfilled. You've already know within you that this stability, no matter how much challenging it is to or it was to have it, or how important it is for you, it's not enough. And it's okay to admit within yourself that it's not enough. Okay, and it doesn't mean that this has to go away, whatever Four Pentacles it is. It needs a change, right? And maybe for some period of time it will be different than it was so far, right? Whatever that is, your work, your friends, your family, the dynamic will change, because you want to go somewhere where you will be more abundant. And in order to do so, you need to sacrifice a little bit of what you have for the moment. And then when I say sacrifice, again, I don't mean that you have to per se lose something, but you need to open yourself for more abundance. So be a little bit more elastic about how you manage through this change. Okay, how's your work ethic in regards, or whatever you're trying to create. There is a decision that is overdue here. Okay, with the Lovers in the reverse. There is something you're holding on to, and you don't want to, again, like make a statement on one side or the other, make a decision. So it may be that, I don't know, in order for you to grow, you need to move, or you need to put some money into something, or you need to be a little bit less present in your relationship at the moment. And there is a decision in order to make that, right? Maybe a conversation you're supposed to have with someone, but you don't do it so far. So it seems like this decision is supposed to be taken already. Okay, so you're kind of overdue on that. But again, it's showing up in what you should do, let's say. So it would be good to make that decision already. Okay, maybe it also will be easier for you if you make a decision, so you know clearly if you want to stay where you are, okay, in the secure place, or if you want to move forward and make some changes in order to get more abundance, right? So that decision need to be taken, okay, one way or the other. It's already here in the reverse position. That makes me feel that you're already trying to like get out of the situation and not really have to be the one to make that decision. But it cannot be anyone else, okay? It has to be you. In your position is Knight of Cups in the reverse. Yeah, you see, if this is a relationship, you may be like wanting to sugarcoat everything, you know, like you're avoiding harshness, like some things, you know, has to be said maybe in a more dominant or a straight way than just like going like around the bushes and stuff like that. So if this is a decision about your partnership, okay, love partnership, you need to be clear and honest, because you know what, I think like you're trying not to hurt someone's feelings, but you know this doesn't work, okay? Even if you try to be sweet and you know gentle about what you're saying, if this news will upset the other party and you know about it, there's no way going around it, okay? You just have to be honest and take you know their energy, whatever they will respond, and just work it out, okay? So have a conversation. I feel like with Knight of Cups you're trying to be like, what's the word, elusive, you know, like you're trying to you're saying a little bit, but you're saying, well, let's say you need to invest more in your work, right? Let's say this is an entrepreneur energy, so you're saying like, yeah, I will be busy, but of course I will always have time for you on Sunday, right? Or like, we will do this great thing, other, you know, like great dates, or we will go on holidays and la la. All this is nice, but it's kind of like a fantasy. It's not like really practical moving towards the future, right? Because the other party may say like, okay, but this is nothing practical about the relationship, right? So it's better to just be honest, like, and maybe even make a schedule. I know it's not the most romantic thing, but then again, it's something that may be easier and more practical in this particular situation in your life. So make a schedule that, you know, maybe not every Sunday would do something, but you know, let's meet this week, let's meet on this day, or this week I can do as much, right? And if the other person doesn't want to take it, well, it's okay as well. They have their free choice. But what I'm saying is that if this is about any love connection that you're trying to decide on and move and change it in a way, right? You need to move with the energy that is a bit more sincere and maybe less like dressed up in illusions, like, you know, this is like the Prince Charming energy, right? But come on, like in real life, Prince Charming cannot always be himself, because life, it's hard, and it is about hard choices. If this is not about any relationship, because it doesn't have to be, it's telling me that you are maybe also like maybe lacking a bit of creativity in this whatever you're trying to do in this Eight of Pentacles. Because again, I told you, like, Eight of Pentacles is a great card, like you're moving forward, you're doing something and you're working on it, but remember to also like not only take a break, but also bring some joy into what you're doing, right? Because it seems like it's connected to something you once were passionate about and it's going towards there, but don't change your passion into like hardship work, because then it's just, you're in the beginning, right? With Nine of Cups, again, it will not be fulfilling, right? The point is to do something you love and remind yourself that this is something you wanted to create because it brings you joy and it's something you love. It's like a great passion, right? So remember about that energy, because I think that maybe at the moment, and maybe because it's a beginning, it's hard for you to be as joyful about what you're doing right now as you maybe used to be, or you are regularly, because right now it's maybe harder work, right? And there's also this challenge of Four of Pentacles, but just keep reminding yourself that it's important, okay? The World in the reverse in your energy around. So the World is telling us that, you know, something is coming to a completion, but in the reverse position, it's not, right? So in your environment, maybe there are things you need to, again, I don't want to say finish, but maybe resolve, right? Make a decision in some areas of your life, whether financial or you know, with other people, or work-wise, education, maybe even. You need to complete this cycle, because it's in your environment. So whatever you're trying to do that it's new, this will keep showing up if you don't make a strong decision on whether you want to do something new or stay where you are, okay? Maybe it's even about, you know, resigning from your current job to focus more on this new energy. Or again, maybe loosening up or resigning from a relationship you're invested in, because again, you need to focus on yourself at the moment, right? It seems confusing and hard in the terms of like you don't want to make that decision because you don't want to lose what you already have, right? But it's not said that you will lose that. I don't see the card that says that you will lose that. I can see your fear of losing that, and you're very conflicted on what you do. With Five of Pentacles, it's like you don't know what's the way out of the situation. And I'm telling you, it's the making of the decision, right? It's coming in and saying how you really feel and what you really want at the moment in your life, respecting other parties, right? Whether old job or any relationship you have in your life, but you need to come to some decision and make that cycle finish, right? Complete the cycle so you can move on with a new one, right? With this new energy. Again, if you don't, it's just you will stay in this energy of indecision and worrying, okay? With Five of Pentacles, yeah, it is annoying, right? It is annoying when you want to do something and there's other aspects of your life that are not allowing you to fully commit to the new thing. But again, there is a solution for it. Five of Pentacles, it's not a card that tells us we are in a limbo, like there's no way out. No, there is a way out, right? This on this particular image, the key to the door, but you're unwilling to make a decision because it's hard, right? Because you may need to sacrifice in some little way, one or maybe bigger, one thing or the other, right? But unfortunately, life is kind of about making harsh decision. It is, unfortunately it is, but you know, there's something really nice in that as well, because you can be fulfilled, okay? You make a decision, you go towards fulfillment, okay? And even if that particular one doesn't work out, you're already farther than you've been, okay? Because right now, I think you feel like something is lacking. So the only way is way out, way forward, right? Okay. In the future, we have Queen of Swords. So you're contemplating. Still, I think you're not quite sure. Maybe you're gathering research on okay, well, yes, I will say that in a moment, but I also felt like maybe you're also distancing yourself, okay? So I feel like there's a risk that instead of making a decision, okay, you may just distance yourself from whatever it is that you don't have time or energy for right now. And you know what? That's also making a decision, but this is making a decision that will turn into others making decision for you, okay? So if you start, you know, neglecting the Four of Pentacles without really explaining what's happening, then, you know, this may really go away. What you're scared of, what you will lose, because you won't make like a conscious decision on it. So that's a little bit of a risk I see in the future. And also, I feel like you're maybe gathering resources or information, or you're trying to really, you know, be very logical about which choice to make, which is not bad. But what I find a bit, you know, not the best is that you're already in the moment where you're supposed to make a decision. So please don't stay with Queen of Swords for too long, okay? And also remember that, you don't have to use only logic to make your choice, okay? Because there are some matter of hearts here. Either it's about your creativity or about a love connection you have with someone that also needs to have a something to say in regards the decision you make, okay? You have to take everything into consideration. Yes, you can rely on research, you know, or you know, try to maybe approach anyone in your life who you think is wise about subjects you're trying to learn about, right? But again, this is, don't stay too long in the energy of Queen of Swords. There needs to be a decision. I'm glad you're thinking about it. I just want to see you moving towards that decision in July still, okay? Still in July. This is a good energy. Like, I feel like something is awaiting you. You just need to be brave enough, honestly. Be brave to make that choice. for a better life, okay? The overall energy we have is Ten of Pentacles in the reverse. And again, you know, it's interesting that in the past we have Nine of Pentacles, which is a card just right before Ten of Pentacles. And it's a Ten of Pentacles that is ending this reading. But it's in reverse. So again, I feel like there is some sort of happiness that you are able to get to, but you're not allowing yourself to. Okay? And I know this is probably harsh. Don't be angry at me. I know you're not doing it intentionally, but you need to end some type of cycle. You need to make some type of decision regarding your future, okay, and what you're working on right now in order to get to this Ten of Pentacles, to the fulfilled place. Because at the moment, it seems like, yeah, maybe you start changing something, right? Maybe you start working on something, but because you didn't fully commit it, you didn't make a decision to fully change your life, it still ends with Ten of Pentacles being reversed. It's still not fulfilling, like full fulfillment, right? It gets better, but you still like cannot enjoy it fully. So, you see, in order to come from here to this, okay, in your current energy, you need to make a choice, okay? You need to make a choice and this cycle. And I know you can do it. I believe in you, okay? You know, don't be scared to make a wrong decision. Like everyone is, but decision is a decision and it's your life. So only you can really decide on it, right? You can ask for answers and stuff, but it's your choice in the end. No one knows all the path you've been through. So this is something that it's right now weighing you down, okay? This scared of losing Four of Pentacles. And again, like ironically, the fact you're not making a decision may be why you lose the Four of Pentacles. So either way, decision needs to be made. Okay. So let's take some oracles messages as well. So let's see what's coming in. Adjustments are required. Yeah, thank you. Exactly. So, you see, adjustments sound nice, right? Like it doesn't have to be huge change that will, you know, destroy all you have with the Four of Pentacles. No, but you need to make small adjustments, right? Here and there for you to be able to grow and to close one cycle, okay? So these adjustments are important to make. It can be little things, you know, again, like just agreeing with someone on your working hours or what you need at the moment, what the other person needs, okay? And making it happen. Like, I think for a month or few, everyone can sacrifice a little bit in order to expand. So you need to talk it out with the other party and move towards that change, okay? We have one more oracle. Okay. Let's see what it is. Oh, that's a nice image. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, okay. So, let's see what it's about. It looks like this pelican, he has a wand making magic, right? That's what it kind of looks for me. Let's see what it's about. So, the pelican is the first bird you encounter as you cross over the spirit plane. It is known as the Emperor of the Unknown. The glowing scepter in its claws filters the world you see, and instead the pelican shows you what must be seen. It is the guide for yourself within yourself. It requests your deepest fears, sorrows, and pains to come to the surface. For some, only mere hours are spent with the pelican. For others, it can be years. Once you have settled your physical karmic debt, the pelican takes the debt into its scepter and grants you passage forward. Interesting. It's kind of like a judgment card, I would say. You know, you need to like review all you did. So regarding our readings, I think the point I would take into consideration is the fact that you need to see what you don't want to see, right? And maybe that's also how you can make the decision easier. Just to like see all the pros and cons of where you are right now and where you're moving forward. And that's maybe how it will be easier to continue. Overall, I'm very happy you're working on something. Okay, this is a good energy. So just little help from me to deal with the past or with anything that needs a closure for you, or resolution for you to move forward and be truly fulfilled. Okay. Okay, thank you so much for watching. If you like the reading, you can book a private reading with me, and I'll see you next time. Have a great July, Leo.